Good morning, Unity. Good morning, everyone joining us online. And good morning, world. Let's say that together from the heart. We're going to say, good morning, world. Together, good morning, world. And for those of you who had no idea what we were just doing, we were joining together with that power of love, of spirit, to say, good morning, world. Let's do it one more time. Good morning, world. May it be filled with loving kindness. May all be well. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. May I be happy together. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. May I be happy. Just breathe in those words for a moment. Loving kindness, may I be well. May I
Oh, it makes me so happy to see all of you. Thank you so much for being here. It's time for us to bless our beautiful little ones here. So if you'll just repeat after me. We love you.
We love you.
We bless you.
We bless you.
And we behold the divine spark within you.
And we behold the divine spark within you.
Thank you so much.
Not only did we bless the children, but they are blessing us by their beautiful presence, and we are indeed blessed. And thank you for joining us this morning on this Labor Day weekend that you've chosen to spend with us. Serenade, would you like to light the candle this morning? Yes.
Good morning, everyone. I'm going to light this candle this morning in the spirit of peace, the peace that surpasses our understanding, the peace that holds our heart gently in faith despite the outer circumstances of our life. We live in peace, we pray in peace, and we are one in peace.
And may this light continue to shine for all of us. Thank you so much, Serenade. And now let us take a moment for that inward journey as we open our hearts and minds to the presence, that one presence, one power that indwells each and every one of us. As we open in prayer, I weave a silence unto my lips. I weave a silence into my mind. I weave a silence within my heart. I close my ears to distractions. I close my eyes to attractions, and close my heart to temptations. Calm me, O Lord, as you stilled the storm. Still me, O Lord. Keep me from harm. Let all tumult within me cease. Enfold me, Lord, in your peace. And so it is. Amen. And that lovely prayer comes from the Orthonon Godheil, a different tradition from way back when. And now I'd like to invite Bonnie up to help us bless the prayer shawls. And it's a purple one, made by none other than Bonnie, our prolific prayer shawl maker. Bonnie, how many have we given away so far that we have a record of?
807.
So let's take a moment to bless the prayer shawls. There's probably one near you, and just imagine your light, your love infusing that prayer shawl so that the recipient will feel the comfort and the love that comes with each prayer shawl. And they are yours for the asking, no charge. But we do ask that you turn in this little tan tag that is attached to the prayer shawl, because Bonnie is also the record keeper, and she would love to know who received the shawl so that we may hold you in the light. Thank you, Bonnie. And I think that's enough from me, and I do believe we have Donovan hiding in the wings. Oh, hold on. I blew it again. Let's do something special.
Sorry, we were getting coordinated. Actually, Sean has an announcement real quick.
Hello, everybody. So I wanted to give a special thanks on behalf of the ministerial and the board. Thank you for all the people that contributed to Raise the Roof. And I also want to give a special thanks to the people that were not able to, add to the Raise the Roof. Your divine manifestive energy allowed us to do this in less than 2 months. That was amazing. So give yourself a hand. Thank you so much. We're so appreciative, and bless you all. Thank you.
And now I invite Sherry to join me.
But the sun's out.
We may look like we know what we're doing, but sometimes we just don't. Well, we do, but it looks, anyway, never mind. This is a very special moment, and John and Inga and I want to acknowledge our pianist and our music director, who for 2 or 3 years has been carrying a very heavy load of classwork.
1.5 years.
1.5 years. Well, it seems like 2.5, doesn't it? Sometimes, yeah. Seems like a long time. She's into getting her coursework done so that she could apply for entrance into Unity's ministerial program. Some of us went to Unity Village for 2 years to do that, and some of us stayed here, and Inga started church in Roseburg and for hers, and John has done a tremendous amount of coursework, and I'm always impressed by how much he has accomplished in his years too. But today is a little special. So, Laura, do you want to tell them what, or do you want me to tell them what you've accomplished?
Well, just basically, in order to become a licensed and ordained Unity minister, you have to do all the prerequisites, which I finished, and then they really put you through your paces. You have to do all sorts of testing and then interviews. And last week I had my interviews, and I'm massively relieved and overjoyed to tell you that I passed. Thank you. Oh, wow. Thank you. So for 2.5 more years, I'll be studying, but I'll be putting it to good practice here. And I thank you for your love and encouragement. It means the world to me. Thank you.
So, and we get to have her here while she's doing the rest of her work.
And I don't plan on going anywhere at all.
Good.
So,
I am so glad.
That is not the intention.
We also have something for you, Laura, but you have to walk over to get it.
Oh.
Because if you're going to carry, Ben, you're pretty good at carrying heavy loads. So I have a heavy load for you to carry back with you. Now, this is the day of computers and AI and everything, but no ministerial student should go through school without having one of these. So would you like to lift that up? And if it's really heavy, we can have Gary come up and get it for you.
Oh, Unity quotations.
That's how many wonderful things have been said from Unity teachers. It's categorized by category, like, prayer and peace and everything. And so I wanted you to have that. That was from a copy that I got in 1996 at Ministerial School in Unity Village. You got to carry that with you. And do you want to put it in the bag and keep that, and you don't have to do that?
Thank you. Easier to carry that way.
Yeah. The bag has love on the corner, so I thought that was appropriate too. John, did you want to say anything or give her a hug? Or she's fine. I know you are.
Do I dare?
Let's welcome anybody who is brand new with us today. So if this is your first visit with us, if you would like to receive a packet, the ushers have them handy and would be glad to pass them out. So just raise your hand and they will find you. On the front is a little name tag, and if you wear that, we can identify you and hope you will join us afterwards for refreshment in the fellowship hall. And now,
Thank you. Well, that was all good stuff, so it was worth the wait. And I'm Donovan. Good morning. And I am allowed to do this without a license or ordination, so, for some reason. And welcome to you, and welcome to everyone watching on our live stream. Okay. Oh boy, okay, we got a couple pages, but we'll get through it. All right, please remember to check your cell phones and make sure they're on silent mode. You can check them if you're not sure. Please turn them off or silence them. Okay, I won't go too fast. The September bulletin is posted. Be sure to check it out at our website at unityofthevalley.org. If you're in need of prayer for yourself, a loved one, a friend, or whomever, you can place your prayer card on our prayer tree right here. It says, point to the prayer tree. Okay. So they have these little cards, and you can get a card, maybe in back, and fill it out and put it on the prayer tree. It's okay that I'm messing up. It's been a little out of order, right? Okay, for those watching on our live stream regarding prayer, you can contact Julia, and her number is on the screen. Good, thank you, PowerPoint person. Today, join us for salad in the fellowship hall after the service. If you can bring a salad, we're looking for 2 people to sign up for a Sunday to bring salad. Sign-up sheets are in the fellowship hall. Monday, 5:30 to 7, Caring from the Heart, an LGBTQIA++ support group, and they meet in the garden room. Tuesday, 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m., Unity Hangout with Sean and Alice, coffee provided. Bring yourself, a friend, a snack, and come and hang out. Or just bring a friend. Instead of yourself, sorry, bad joke. Okay. No messing around. Okay. 7 p.m., Open Men's Circle. This is on Tuesday in the upstairs Fillmore wing. Also at 7 on Tuesday, the Behind the Lens seminar movie is Giant. And I usually talk with Tom ahead of time. I didn't get a chance to, but this is an awesome one. This is an epic movie with a few people you might have heard of: Elizabeth Taylor, Rock Hudson, James Dean. And it's just really epic. I hope a lot of people show up for that. And I know Tom will have some good insights after. Wednesday, 7 to 8 p.m., chanting and meditation in the sanctuary with John West and Donna O'Neill. Thursday, Parents Empowered by Connecting Group meets in the garden room, 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. with Alice Sparks. It's open to all parents, grandparents, and guardians. Okay, Saturday, 10:30 a.m. to noon, Sacred Women's Circle in the upstairs Fillmore wing with Allison and Gina. Our theme is Affirming Our Good. That sounds great. Next Sunday, our September theme, We Can Do This, Accomplishing Our Major Purposes, starts off with a message from John West, exploring the can-do mindset, trusting in our divine capabilities. Awesome. Oh my gosh, next Sunday is the first Sunday potluck. You can tell what I get excited about, huh? Okay. It's also next Sunday, 12:15 to 1:30 p.m., Empathetic Presence and Nonviolent Communication Practice Group with Michael Drayling. They're meeting then. Upcoming Monday, September 8th through 29th, from 6 to 8 p.m., Prayer Works Wonders class. This interactive class includes demonstrations of various approaches to praying for ourselves and others, and gives the opportunity to learn by doing. It's facilitated by Reverend Inga, and you can sign up in the fellowship hall. Thursday, September 11th, 12 to 6 p.m., Unity's World Day of Prayer. What a wonderful thing to do on that day. People from all faiths are invited to join us as we connect in prayer with Unity churches worldwide. Join us for an opening ceremony at noon, followed by prayer, walking the labyrinth, meditation, and silence. The closing ceremony is at 6 p.m. Come for part or all of the event. A couple more. Friday, September 12th and 26th from 1 to 3 p.m., the instrumental inner listening practice with Jerry Green in the sanctuary. Tune into spirit with your instrument, voice, and movement, or sit in silence, and that's free. Sunday, September 14th through November 9th, 6:30 to 8 p.m., Befriending Death Zoom class, facilitated by Reverend Dick Everts and Annie Sinclair. Please pre-register. And his email address, Dick's email address is up here on the screen. So if you want to pre-register, please do it at that email address. Send him a message. And now, as if there's not enough, Laura has a couple announcements.
Thank you, Donovan. Well done. So Paul Biondi is almost better. He was going to be here today, but he just couldn't. But we are having a fundraiser for him. All the information is on page 14 in this wonderful bulletin that Gina puts out, our office administrator. And he's recovering from his car accident. His injuries were minor compared to what they could have been, but all of his instruments were very badly damaged, and it's going to cost $12,500 to repair them. And if you want to donate, anything is appreciated. You can make out a check to Unity of the Valley, but specify the Community Support Fund for Paul Biondi, and that will go to him and be tax deductible for you. And then last announcement is that on the third Sunday in September 21st, Daniel Nahmod is coming here. This is huge. He's going to do the service. He's going to speak and do music, and then after the service he's going to hold a concert. He did that a few years ago. It was a life-changing experience for me to see him in person. I hope you can put that on your calendar and join us that day. And the service doesn't have any entrance fee, and the concert, we're only asking $15 suggested donation. No one will be turned away. So if that's a problem, you just come on down and enjoy this music. And some people can give more, some people give less. It all works out in the end. Now we have a super special treat. The youth choir is going to lead our sing-along today. And kids, if you would please come up to your microphones. We have a song called Speak Life. We'd love for you to sing along on the choruses, and the chorus words will be up there, but go ahead and stay in your seat so everybody can see the kids. Are you guys ready?
Other days my thoughts just fall apart. I do, I don't, I will, I won't. It's like I'm drowning in the deep. Well, it's crazy to imagine words from my lips as the arms of a passion. Mountains crumble with every syllable. Hope you live or die. Speak life to the deadest, darkest night. Speak life when the sun won't shine and you don't know why. Look into the eyes of a
Let's breathe into this holy moment that we just experienced. That incredible energy and life of spirit flowing through those incredible children. This would be a good time, if we're in the back, if you could close the doors so we can create kind of a bubble. So this is a time in our service where we honor that principle of unity, that through meditation we tune into this ocean of spirit. So each in our own way, we've all had experiences where we've felt that inner quiet expanding within us. The quiet that is filled with power. So each of us now, as we breathe, feel that quiet power growing from within. This is the time to harmonize body, mind, and spirit as one peaceful field of divine energy. We acknowledge that our minds are filled with the words that we have spoken and heard since we came into this world. And behind each word is a thought, is a flow of consciousness. And so there is this vast cloud stored within us, and we take this time now with each breath, with each thought, to begin to align that energy. Instead of a formless cloud, bring all the water droplets in that cloud together to form a stream, one divine stream flowing back to our source. Envision all those thoughts and words you've had throughout your life, your eternal life, now melding into one stream of divine being, flowing back to the source, which you may visualize as an ocean or the light of 10,000 suns. And we can use a word or a mantra to help align this cloud of thoughts and words. It could be as simple as saying, I am peace. I am love. Let's say that together in the silence of our hearts. I am peace. I am love. Feeling body, mind, and spirit flowing back to the source in oneness, in peace, in love. We remember our wholeness, our connection with all life, and then we can come back into this world, shining that love and light wherever we are. And so it is. Amen.
morning, everyone. The song that I'm about to sing is called Native Tongue. So what's native tongue mean? Well, you were wherever you were born. So if you were born here in this country, your native tongue is English. If you were born in Mexico, your native tongue is Spanish, etc., right? And so those words we start to understand as a young child, and they bring meaning to us. And so this song is about how we can just go back to our childhood, to our past. We can connect words from that we've always known. And these are the words that God will understand, no matter what language you speak. And these are the words that we know from our hearts, not because we've memorized some foreign language, like Latin or Sanskrit or something like that, you know. We can, or Aramaic for that matter. So we can speak these from our hearts. And so, let's begin. Truer words were never spoken. You picked them up when you were young, maybe woven in a story that goes back to where you're from. Truer words were never spoken, and for an audience of one. But where you're healed is where you're broken. God knows your native tongue. God knows your native tongue. Build a bridge with what's behind you, the scattered pieces of your past. Build it out over the chasm to the promised land at last. Start a bridge with what's behind you, and God picks up where you've begun. 'Cause where you look is where love finds you. God knows your native tongue. God knows your native tongue. Spoken words in Aramaic, sounds I wouldn't understand, in a local ancient dialect, for the people of that land. No little words can hold a candle to the splendor of the sun, that can explain this world of wonder and shine the same on everyone. But little words can hold a candle all your own when darkness comes. They're just the size for us to handle, and God knows your native tongue. God knows your native tongue. God knows your native
Donna, thank you. That just leaves me in tears. You bring so much, and John brings so much to this spiritual community. I'm just so grateful. So the power of words, I spent a lot of time thinking about the power of my words, how they affect other people, being a music director, and like that song the kids sang, which just I love. But right now I'd like to talk about the power of our words to ourselves, self-talk. This thing called the law of mind action. It's Unity's third principle, thoughts in mind create like kind, or we get what we're thinking about. Basically, we're co-creators with the universe to create our experiences in life. Now, some people might hear that and they might kind of think, oh, that's magical thinking. How are we going to make things happen? It's not about circumstances. Circumstances are the external reality, the facts that are happening out there, like there's a traffic jam, or the weather, or I just got a diagnosis. Those are circumstances. It's how we deal with those circumstances that creates our experience, where we choose to put our thoughts and our energy and our focus. That is what the third principle of Unity is talking about. So how did it get to be that in Unity that's our third principle? I'd kind of like to take a look back in history. I'm going to try not to get too too smitten with details. It's really fun when you start looking. There's so much energy, so much information online about our history. But it goes all the way back to 1889. And as we know, we hear it all the time, one of our co-founders was Myrtle Fillmore. Now she was born 20 years before the Civil War. I mean, that's how long ago this was. Think of the world back then. Let's talk about hospitals back in the time of Myrtle Fillmore. They didn't even understand germ theory until the end of the 1880s. So if you got sick, you had actually a better chance of surviving if you stayed home to take care of yourself than if you went to the hospital. People really, really didn't want to go to the hospitals, and especially in rural communities, people didn't really have the advantage. Like in Europe, the medical schools were much more advanced, but in the United States, it was pretty easy to become a doctor. You didn't have a lot of schooling, and if you were so lucky as to have schooling, it was more about reading books. They didn't have labs or practicums. So it's no wonder that people started to explore this idea of the power of the mind. They called it the mind cure, and that's what the New Thought movement, it's one of the principles it was based on. So Myrtle, when she was a kid that was weak and frail physically, she kind of grew up thinking of herself as an invalid, even though she was mentally powerful. She physically was not strong, and she kind of grew up with that persona, and that was what she thought of herself. And she had chronic illnesses, especially the most debilitating one was chronic tuberculosis. By the time she was 40, she was married to Charles, our other founder. They had some small children, and she got a diagnosis that her life was over, basically, that she was going to die. She did not want to accept that. So she was like, Charles, we got to do something. So, they're both very spiritually minded, but Unity wasn't invented yet, basically. And so Myrtle hears about this fellow speaking. They live in Kansas City, but she hears about this guy coming to Chicago. So they travel all the way to Chicago. His name is E.B. Weeks, and he gave a talk that changed the world. It's why we're sitting here today, because the thing he said in that talk is something I've heard Inga say recently. I am a child of God, therefore I do not inherit disease. Charles, he didn't even really want to go to that lecture. He just went there to be nice and supportive to his wife. And he came out of that lecture like, okay. But Myrtle, she was on fire. She went home. She closed herself in the room. She put an empty chair in front of her, envisioning Jesus there. She started talking to herself in a new language. Instead of thinking of herself as diseased and an inefficient body that just wasn't working, she stopped all that negative talk. And she started affirming her wellness and her vitality and her life for hours a day. But you know what? When you're dying, of course, you don't mind spending hours a day trying to get well. And that's what she did. She got well. It was amazing. So
people were excited about that. And Myrtle was excited, and she's like, I want to help other people. And Charles, he got on board. He was really excited too. And they started really delving into all the teachings. They went to go study with the teacher of that guy, E.B. Weeks. His teacher was Emma Curtis Hopkins, and they went and studied with her. And then they decided they were going to try to start a movement to train other people about this mind cure, the idea that we can align ourselves with the divine. We can heal ourselves. We can create or co-create with God our reality. So they started Silent Unity. They started healing other people through that, helping them, tune into the God within and find that healing within themselves. And, sorry. Okay, well, I think, there was this, I'm sorry. I'm obviously not as quite as polished as I will be one day, but there's Myrtle. So she started to put this into practice, and that's how Unity began. Now, right around the same time, there's another lady. And remember, ladies at this time, women at this time, they didn't have all the opportunities that we have now. If you wanted to be a professional, you didn't have a lot of choices. School teaching was one of them. Myrtle was a school teacher at first before she got so sick, and then she found out about mind healing and healing herself, and then Unity began, right? Well, there's a lady who was born on a farm in upstate New York, and her dad was like a pioneer, can-do spirit, and she inherited that. And she did all the schooling that she could get, which was like 1 year after high school, and then she became a school teacher in a one-room schoolhouse. But she had the courage to follow her dream, and she said, this is not what I want to do in my life. I want to be a healer. That girl went from upstate New York, little village, to Manhattan, to New York City, and she studied to be a homeopathic physician. And she achieved that goal and began a practice, a very successful healing practice. She combined the best of both worlds, Western and Eastern. She knew about medicine, but she also knew about spiritual healing. And so she started reading some of these publications that the Fillmores were putting out, and she's like, I can do that. So she sent them an essay. It was like they didn't ask for it. She just sent it, and thank goodness Myrtle read it, and they published it. It was a huge hit. So Charles asked Emily Cady, said, would you please write some more, and we're going to publish it. So she wrote 12 lessons. It's called Lessons in Truth, and that became the #1 cornerstone book for the Unity movement. And I love whoever's doing PowerPoint, thank you so much, because that is our next slide there. And she sold over 1.6 million copies of this book. To this day, it is the most widely read book that Unity puts out. And both Myrtle and Emily use a particular technique when we're talking about healing. It's about how we choose to think and the words we choose to speak to ourselves. And we do that in Unity. We know about this, denials and affirmations, right? Denials, we deny what we don't want, and we affirm what we do want. We do that with the burning bowl and the white stone ceremony every year. But there's something that we often get stuck in. When you're thinking about what you don't want in your life, if you get stuck in the story, you start focusing on all the things that are not what you want, guess where your energy and your thoughts go? It goes to the negative. It draws more of that to you. So when you practice denials, just say, this disease has no power to take my good from me. And then let it go. Don't even yell it out. Just say it quietly, because you don't want to draw your focus there. And then affirm, I am full of vitality and life, and I am healing every day, or whatever the words are that you want to choose. So both Myrtle and Emily Cady were very firm on that. So that's great, right? Lessons in Truth is a fantastic book, but there's a little problem with it. And you could probably guess the problem if you read that quote. It is like reading Shakespeare at times for modern day, right? This is language that we don't always use. Our spoken words first hammers a thing desired into shape. Our continued spoken word brings the shaped substance forth and clothes it with a visible body. That's a brilliant thing. She's talking about you envision, you hold on to an idea in your mind, and then you speak about it and you bring it into your reality. And the thing that I didn't include in that quote that Emily Cady always says, and most Unity teachers do, is that before you envision what it is you want. You align yourself with the divine mind. You find what is good and true, and you align yourself to that, and then you start to affirm it and speak it, and you bring it out into your experience. So there's Emily Cady, Myrtle Fillmore. They both have a lot of books out there. They're easily accessible. They're not the easiest to read, and a lot of people nowadays are not going to do that. So thank heavens we have a modern day teacher that can help us with these concepts, and it's fascinating to me. There's a fellow, his name is Joe Dispenza. Raise your hand if you're familiar with his work. See, a lot of people, right? Yay! A friend of mine got me into watching his videos. Now I watch his videos an awful lot on YouTube. They're free. And he has a wealth of teaching out there. What he has spent his life doing is focusing on what's going on in our brain, the science of our brains, and how our thoughts affect our bodies and our physical world around us. And you can, after watching his videos and learning his teachings, you can connect his teachings to what Myrtle and Emily Cady were saying. It's incredible. It's like, here's a modern translation. So I'd like to go through some of these specifics today, and if we could have the next slide, yeah. So I'm going to explain this real quick, and then we'll come back to that in a sec. Over there to the left, this is 3 pictures. There's a little skinny old footpath, like a trail. Then in the middle, there's a more established little trail. And then finally, there's like a little highway, cute little country highway. That's the process of what goes on in our mind when we think the same thought again and again and again. I run into this with music. My music team runs into this with music too. It's like we learn something new and we think we got it, but it's just like that little path, right? We had to do it again and again and again until it becomes that larger trail, and eventually it's a highway and we can just do it without thinking about it. This is an incredible thing. This is actual science. What's going on inside your brain is you're creating neural networks in your brain whenever you have a thought, and when you use words to express that thought, you're strengthening those neural networks. The problem is most of us get stuck. We get stuck in what we've already got. We get stuck in, I'm tired, I'm sick, I don't have the mental capacity to figure this out. And our brain says, okay, you know what happens up there? Then the genes produce produce proteins that release stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. It's like, okay, these bad things are happening, so in the body we gotta get ready for that. That goes back to our evolution, fight, flight, or freeze. That served the ancient people really, really well, because when there was a physical threat, their bodies geared up so they could get the heck out of there, or they could freeze and not be seen. But that does not serve us now. We are constantly, as I'm sure I don't have to tell you, constantly bombarded with stressful things, with the pace of life, with the politics and the environment and all these things we've got going on, and illness. It's very, very easy for us to constantly be flooding our systems with these stress hormones. That wrecks our health. And it wrecks our sense of well-being. So we have to find a way to overcome that. And I'm not saying that those circumstances are fake. I'm not saying that they don't exist. I'm saying if we will change our focus and choose thoughts that are positive, it will help our body, first of all, calm down, and it will help our body to stop producing those stress and inflammation-causing chemicals like cortisol, and it will help us to become healthy and to feel better, and then we'll be strong, and then guess what? We'll be able to deal with all those stressful things that are happening out in the world a lot better. So it's not magical thinking, and it's not faking it. If you say, okay, I was really stressed out and I didn't get any sleep last night, I'm really tired today, and I can say to you, okay, well, I don't think Joe Dispenza would want you to be saying I'm so tired today. But you can say, but I really am tired, that's my reality, right? So what Joe Dispenza says, and I think this is so true, is if you keep affirming that sure as heck is going to stay your reality. You're just like, you're making those highways in your brain, like, I'm tired, I'm sick, can't do this, can't do that, and all of a sudden you're stuck on that path, you're in a rut. So how do we get out of it? We can, first of all, take advantage of some certain times a day that we have like a head start. You know, when you first wake up, Your brain is not in that conscious state quite yet. It's got like what they call the theta waves going on. It's like halfway between consciousness and unconsciousness. That is the perfect time to feed yourself positive and loving words and loving thoughts. And so first thing when you wake up, instead of being like, oh, I have to do this, and oh no, what if that person, but stop all that. Take a moment to say, this is a beautiful new day. This is the first day of the rest of my life. I have everything I need to accomplish what I'm going to accomplish today, and it's a beautiful day. Tell yourself that. And as you go through the day, watch yourself talk. Anytime you slip into that, like, well, that's never going to happen, or that's never happened before, that if you just keep thinking those thoughts, like I said, you're making that highway really, really popular, and it's going to be ingrained so firmly in your psyche, you never will break out of it. Instead, tell yourself, I am going to go this direction. Affirm the positivity. And before you go to sleep at night, that's another one of those magical times that you can sort of it's like you're upgrading your computer while you sleep, like doing one of those automatic updates. You're relaxed, you're falling into sleep. Don't read the news. Don't even listen to, and I'm guilty of this, like, oh, I want to listen to Stephen Colbert, but that's not going to make you feel, it's wonderful and I think it's brilliant and all that stuff, but it's not going to help you feel better. It's going to remind you of all the stressful things in the world. There are so many beautiful things that you could think about or listen to, like Louise Hay. How many of you guys know Louise Hay's work? She has some meditations on there, like meditation for sleeping. So beautiful. You can put your little timer on so that YouTube will turn off, after you've fallen asleep, and you can just listen to Louise with all her positive affirmations as you're falling asleep. It will help you sleep better and wake up the next day refreshed, ready to face whatever it is that you have to face. So I have no idea if I've said everything I really wanted to say about Joe Dispenza, but I think we have to move on. So if you want to learn more about him, there's a wealth of resources out there, and we actually have somebody in the audience here, Charity, the mother of Viola and Ari, who sang in the youth choir. She studies Joe Dispenza and goes to his workshops, and she'd be happy to talk more with you. So if we could have the next slide, please. I want to tell you, before I finish, I want to tell you about one personal experience that I have with this. It's like I regularly see the evidence of what I'm talking about here, and I put it into practice, and it helps me a lot. But it also helps my husband Gary. He had some surgery about 5 years ago on his colon that really turned our lives upside down. And he has just had struggles with pain and all the other lifestyle things that have happened since then because of that. And he's dealt with it with strength and grace. But Gary is not one of these, we're kind of in some ways similar, in other ways opposite. He's not one of these guys that's going to go around, cheering on the affirmations and stuff. At least I thought so. But just a few months ago, he found out he had a stricture in his colon. And so it was kind of like we thought we had made all this progress. Now we're back to really having a very serious situation. And I was studying in one of my classes, prayer and meditation. And for homework, the teacher said that we had to create an affirmation. So I created one. I am love expressing. I am pure and radiant light. And my homework was to say that all day. And that actually helped me to feel better. And when I was doing that, I realized, maybe I should share this idea with Gary. Maybe he hasn't really been open to that before, but maybe he would be now. So I told Gary I sort of modified it for him. He took it, he ran with it. He started saying his affirmation. He goes to the river, he sits by the river. We live out in the country, so there's nobody around. He can even shout it to the top of his lungs if he wants. And his modification of the affirmation to fit his situation is, I am a radiant and radical expression, a divine light and love, healing my stricture in my colon with quantum energy, quantum physics, and humble wholeness. He says it again and again and again. And a beautiful thing started happening. The reason I have a picture up there, that's a blue heron. That's Gary's power animal. So it just so happens one of those days when he went to the river, there was a blue heron there. And so Gary like communed with the blue heron. And now he seeks out the blue herons. He'll go to any river that has them and he'll sit there for hours with his affirmations. And it's made an incredible difference in his life. First, it lifted his spirits and lifted my spirits and gave us hope again. And then, so he starts to feel better emotionally and psychologically. And little by little, his body is following suit. So that's my personal example of using affirmations. And so the last thing I'd like to do today in this talk is we're going to practice this together. So I'm going to ask for audience participation. I'm sorry if you don't like that, but I'm going to ask you anyways. So first of all, I gave you some examples up here. And if your mind freezes or you can't think of anything, you feel free to use any of those examples. But what we're going to do, first of all, is I'd like you, well, you can read those at your leisure. But right now, I'd like you to think of something that makes you feel yucky. Okay? Think of something that stresses you out, that you're afraid about, or that you're worried about, that you're angry about. Think about it for a minute. Feel how it feels in your body. And come up with some kind of statement. It's not positive. Like I'm never going to get this done. Or I'm so tired. Think about that for a minute. And hold on. Don't forget your little negative statement. But now turn it around. Like some of the ways that Joe Dispenza might turn around negative statements. I'll just read you a couple of these that aren't up there. Like, I am the power that creates my reality. Or, every cell in my body is intelligent and responsive to my words. Or I am becoming someone I've never been before, creating a life I've never lived. Energy flows where my attention goes. And my personal favorite, I am not confined by my past. I am defined by my future. So take a moment, come up with your negative, and then come up with a positive. I'm going to ask you to find a partner, if you would be so kind. And if you see somebody sitting all by themselves, maybe you could go up to them. And if anybody wants to come up here and be my partner, I'm happy for that. Find a partner, and we don't have a lot of time, right? So we're just going to turn to each other. We're going to say the negative. Like person number one is going to say the negative, and then like let it wash away, and then say the positive and see how you feel differently, okay? So ready, set, go. Okay. For the sake of time, I probably got to, how did it go? I'm going to take this as a good sign that everybody's talking. So you can continue this process for the rest of your lives. Except I would focus mostly on the positive part. And I'd like to end my talk with just gratitude. Because that's a big part in unity. We do all these things, and then we're grateful. And that's what, right now, if I could have the music team come on up, please, and whoever is doing our offering affirmation, that I thank you guys for being here together in this beautiful, loving community. I thank you for joining us here today and being on this journey. I thank you for being there for me, especially. All right.
Affirm together from our hearts, remembering the power that we have that is connected directly to this infinite field of consciousness of which we are a part. Let's affirm our offering blessing, going deeper into the meaning and the expression of it. than we ever have before. Together, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I give in love, and I trust God.
You're the earth, you're the sun, you're the grass, you are love, you're my hands, you're a bug, you're my eyes, you're a hug, you're the light in the dark, you are spark, you are fun, you're my mom, you are water, you're the stars, you're my daughter, you're my friend till the end, you're my dreams, you're my father, you're the ants on the ground, the miracles that surround, I'm feeling it all around, the hemisphere and the clouds, you're my pain, you're my sorrow, you're my hope for tomorrow, you're the strength when I'm hollow, you're the path that I follow, you're the blessings that exist, the small things that are bliss, the gift to realize that everything is a gift.
All that I see, all that I've ever been or will ever be, it's a blessing, it's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all, for it all.
You're the blessings every time I try to count. You're the lessons that I learn every time I turn around. You're the water when I'm burned every time I think I found everything I'm looking for. You're the sign saying stop to take a bow and keep moving forward and start looking towards your heart. It'll open all the doors and only then you'll start to hear the world singing chorus with your mind and heart. Aligned in purpose, everything will feel gorgeous.
All that I see, all that I've ever been, all that I'll ever be, it's a blessing, it's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all.
Every day I sit and pray, cause what I have is more than I deserve or could ever imagine. How do I give back to all of this magic and spread the love so everybody can have it? Doesn't matter if I'm rich or poor, if I got a family or if I'm all alone. Bad things happen, I could complain and moan, but there's a million things I can be grateful for.
So I lift up my hands now, and I open my heart, and my gratitude goes out to everything near and far.
I hope in everything I dream, everything I feel and everything I be. I look deep down and feel all the blessings. And in everything I see, everything I hope and everything I dream, everything I feel and everything I be. I'm grateful for it all, it's amazing. Everything I am and everything I see, everything I hope and everything I dream, everything I feel and everything I be. I look deep down and feel all the blessings. Everything I am and everything I see, everything I hope and everything I dream, everything I feel and everything I be. I'm grateful for it all, it's amazing. You're the blessings that exist, the small things that are bliss, the gift to realize that everything is a gift.
And thank you guys. That was a Daniel Nahmod song, by the way, who's coming on September 21st.
Thank you so much. What a great way to end this beautiful service with the reminder that everything is a gift. Thank you, music team, for all your great music today, and Laura, for your wonderful message. Thank you, everyone that made the service possible, all the different ministries. We are so grateful for you. Thank you for the, I'm thinking of the Kitchen Angels and the great work that they do every Sunday. And I know you're all looking forward to next Sunday, the potluck. So thank you all, and thank you all for your contributions and the many ways that you support Unity of the Valley. We are abundantly grateful, and our love is endless. And we'll bless the offering. Divine Spirit, through your eyes, we see the world with gratitude, with love, with compassion. We envision a world of peace, of love, of harmony. We thank you. We ask you to bless this offering, bless the children of the world, bless all people. May we all know the loving kindness of the Lord of love. Peace.
And if we could have the chaplain stand up. These are people who are ready to sit with you in prayerful state of being after the service. So you can find them on that side, and we appreciate the chaplains being here. They're the ones with the white stoles on. So let's rise together, sending this love and light out to the world.
Shines through us. One